Hey everybody, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Happy terrific Tuesday. It is March the 19th, 2024, and guess what, y'all? It's time for your Mindful Minute with Dr. E. You know, it's cool here. It's cool. My car is saying 68, but the sun is shining so brightly that I'm hot. And I had to turn the air conditioner on before I started. And I'm rubbing my face because I'm breaking out and I just don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I feel like a teenager, I guess, with the acne, but I know you did not tune in to hear Dr. E talk about her skincare and the warmth of the weather. You came to find out. Dr. E, what you want us to be mindful for today? And I got to tell you, I've had several exchanges today that continue to bring back forth for me this particular saying. Seek to understand before you seek to be understood. That's the first one. And the second one is listen to understand, not to respond. And I'm going to tell you why. I had two different things to happen to me today. I had a phone call where I hadn't connected with this particular person in a while. And I shared something that was going on with me. And he just went into, all of this reasoning and just his opinions and ideas about all sorts of things. And I just sat there and I listened and I just shook my head and thought, did he listen to me to understand where I was at? Or did he simply listen to me to be able to decide how he wanted to respond, the advice he wanted to give? So that's how I started. And then later in the day, I sent a text to a friend and he responded with, I reciprocate that energy back to you, which is very much a routine between the two of us, where I'll say something about sending some, loving energy in his way or some, energy toward a productive and positive day. And he says, I reciprocate that energy back to you. But today, that's not what I said. I said something different, but he responded in the way that he normally would. And I thought, he didn't read that text. He just responded in the way that he normally would. And again, the idea came to my mind. Listen to understand. When we attempting to be understood, that means we're talking. So listen to understand, not to respond. I always want to give out. But if we're committed to learning and we're committed to growing, and with learning comes growing, we have to listen. And if we are attempting to connect with people, we have to learn to listen. And surely, if we're sharing something about ourselves, that's a way to connect. But sometimes it's good to be silent and listen. And I know that myself, I have gone through those seasons where I have received the message. You're in a season of being still and silent and listening and observing and learning and taking in. And then we are in seasons of giving out, right? Where we should be speaking and sharing and giving, right? And I'll tell you that right now I am in a season of giving and sharing and teaching and coaching and mentoring. And so then the opposite of that for me, someone who's in alignment with me, will be someone who's on the receiving end, correct? I said a lot. And you're probably wondering, Dr. E, okay, so what you want us to be mindful for? Be mindful if you're talking as much as you're listening, or if you're taking time to listen. Take time to listen. And then I want you to be mindful of, why are you listening? Are you listening just so you can start talking again? Or are you listening so that you can understand? And I'm going to close with this. I was having a conversation with a colleague, and she and I were talking about some feedback that a teacher had given me after a conference. He said, you are such a good listener. You listened to us. That is so important. People want to feel heard and seen and valued. And one of the ways you can do that is by listening. So I want you to be mindful of how well you are listening. And then I want you to go about having the rest of your day be the best of this day, making it a terrific Tuesday. And you do that by being loving, kind, and gentle with yourself, loving, kind, and gentle with others, and gifting the world those beautiful smiles. Mwah. Take care.